This realization would be the most crucial breakthrough in the case. Immediately, officers began retrieving footage from inside the store, and when they reviewed it, they came to a harrowing realization. This was Daniel Prince, a man who only 24 years prior to this got put in a federal prison for kidnapping. 24 years prior to this incident, in 1997, Daniel was responsible for the kidnapping of a woman in Michigan. He had her tied up, shackled her hands, and it was by sheer luck that she managed to free herself before escaping. Even though he was
Sheer
sentenced to a
luck.
maximum of 30 years for this crime, he was released by 2009 on parole.
All right, around the world back again. How to spend the time with the old wife. It's nice. Went on a little walk. Got a bed from the market, and now we're back to blending.
Now begins to settle in. They have a kidnapper on the run, and there might be a chance that he has kept Edna.
Where do we leave off?
Not knowing where she is, they had to act fast.
I'll tell you.
This glimmer of hope.
Left off here.
Even with this disturbing past, detectives didn't have enough evidence to.
All right, so this is the back wall of the sitch.
However, they had established probable cause.
If you can remember, these are.
Prince and search his property was granted, and officers were.
Let me see if I can.
To Prince's residence to take him into custody.
All right, so with the rotate, come here. I realized that my play button also plays the animation track on this as well. So anyway, so when you want to rotate, if you want to rotate on a single axis, you hit R. That starts the rotate, okay? That's all fucking weird. You hit R and then X, and look at that. Oh my god. And if it's moving too much, like fucking weird, hold shift and that decreases the amount of movement that you got. Okay. Now that is also a little bit longer. You can highlight everything. RX90. Boom. There we go. There we go. That's how you do that. Here we go. Here we go now. Here we go now.
Sir, I will be very cooperative.
Alright, I want to see what this looks like. That's what I'm doing here. You want to see what this looks like, okay?
As if he had a plan to escape this predicament.
Damn, he probably did.
By our in-house criminal research
He might have had
to
a
shed some light on
plan.
key techniques and strategies used during questioning. When he is brought into the interrogation room, the detectives start with a relaxed, friendly conversation, a tactic used to put suspects at ease. They don't want him to know they've caught him on camera just yet.
What do you do now?
I do a lot of home remodeling, home repairs. I lay a lot of tile. I got a customer base.
I did a lot of tile.
Why
Yeah.
Boston, North Carolina? Come all the way down from, say, Michigan or Wisconsin?
Okay, here, this is real easy. I'm originally from the east side of the state of Michigan, but I was in prison in Michigan for a while.
Bitch, what?
I paroled to the west side of the state.
Okay. What you get?
Yeah,
What?
I was locked up for a kidnapping charge.
Okay.
And I did 13 years for that.
Oh, wow.
I did 1.5 years for a
Why don't you fuck off, guy? How's that sound? How many years is it going to take you to fuck off? Didn't think so. Catfish to Kill, bro. That was a crazy one. What the fuck? Absolutely crazy. All right. 80s Baby live. What the hell? What the hell? What do you do? Ooh, ooh, for a Klondike bar. Teen mass shooter realizes he's been captured. Okay, let's go. All right.
No access. Let's bust the window.
Bust the fucking window.
There's bullet holes in the
Bust the
wall. Okay,
window.
we're coming as fast as we can, all right?
She's like, fucking come faster, bro.
May 7th,
Shit.
2019, just 3 days before
All right.
graduation.
So this is what
shots
we'll
were
do.
fired at Stem
We're back in
School
object mode.
Douglas
Shift
County,
A.
Colorado. The following
Cube.
report is based on police records,
And-
and most of the footage has never been seen before until now.
You may be thinking, Zach, why you keep using a cube for everything? Well, I don't use a cube for everything. But for hard modeling things with like sharp corners, buildings, walls, sides, edges, lips, fucking whatever, I feel like cube is great because you can subdivide it, you can half-ass subdivide it with specific loop cuts, you can bevel it, you can round it, you can do a lot of shits with just a fucking cube. The cube is a fucking highly versatile thing. Now, if I'm sculpting different things like organic shit, then I'm not using that. I'm using a UV sphere. But that we'll get into that, I'm sure, in time. Maybe if I'm making a pillow or something, we'll go to that. Even though I saw some cube pillows and you just apply the cloth modifier, which I am going to do that and try to see what's the difference. The cloth modifier seems nice. It seems like I can cut out a lot of work by using that, which I haven't before. So, yeah, in time we will get to that. I figure if I take about a month and a half on each project, by the end the portfolio will be nice. Now, if I obviously the longer that I work with this specific like workflow and learning things with practice, obviously I'll be gaining faster. So this first project may take 2.5 months, where the later projects or some of the even smaller projects may take 3-4 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. So I'm going to be working on a 1.5 month time frame per project. Hopefully that is going to work out for me. We're going to see. With all this fucking bullshit and talking, though, I'm sure I'm not going to make it.
Please note that while the following footage is intense, it does not
They're like,
show
dude,
anyone
Zach,
being
you fucking
physically
work
harmed or
all
injured.
day
The
long.
horror began almost at the
That's
end of
because
the
it takes
school
me
day,
all day to do
Tuesday at
anything.
1:50 p.m. Countless additional calls to emergency services began to pour in. With each one, the situation appeared more dire.
Where is the shooter? Room 107. Is it just a single shooter? Is it one person? As far as I know, but I don't know. Is the shooter down or is the shooter still shooting?
I don't
What?
know.
We have stated a shot. Yes.
Every second counted. Officers from the police department, sheriff's department, and the closest SWAT team all deployed in force and raced for the
All
school.
right.
Some of them didn't even have time to don protective gear, but rushed onwards all the same.
Oh, whoops. Click this, Control R, Enter. Now we can see the width is obviously not the right fucking width, because guess what? All right. Tab, and that is a 4.64. And this, get back out of this, and guess what? You're right. These will now be 4.64. Boom. Now we're done.
Elsewhere, another group of law enforcement
And
officials
is
forced
that
entry through a
perfect,
different
or
door
is
and were about
that
to get a nasty surprise?
perfect? Is that perfect? Perfect. It is. All right. So.
Despite 2 bullets narrowly missing the first responders, they didn't return fire, a decision that would later be proven wise.
That's security. Is it security? Security. Where's the bag? Where's that? Where's
He's
that?
in the projector room. He's in the English room behind you. The first one on the right. First one on the right.
Origin to 3D cursor. What the hell?
Right there. Right there, the one cuff.
There we go.
How many do we think we have?
2 entered that room with firearms. 2.
2.
I don't know.
He's the one I pulled out. He had the gun in his hand. He's prone out. He's got him. Pat him down now.
I have bullets in my
You better start talking. How many other people are in here? Roll over. Where the fuck is the other one? What does he look like? What kind of guy is he?
If the scene in the hall seemed like a nightmare,
First I made him do
inside
this.
the classrooms was
His
even
name is
worse.
Devin.
More than 1,000 students, from kindergartners all the way to 12th graders, were trapped, terrified, and in mortal danger. Some of them took the chance to film what they may have thought would be their last moments alive.
That's crazy, actually. I'm trying to keep this in the center as much as
When law
possible,
enforcement
but
enters the first classroom, the horrific scene they found was something straight out of a horror movie.
Let me see your hands. Back sword.
that's gonna be that. And wait, you know what? Actually, that's not what I want to do. Okay, there we go. This will do that right there.
We need to send up a warm zone.
This we are going
Let's pick him up. Let's
to
do a good carry. Let's do a good carry. I need help. Good carry.
do a good carry. Good carry. Good carry. What the fuck does that even mean, mother liquor?
It's gonna be tough. Sit him up. Sit him up. Sit him up. All right. You get that arm. I got this side. Where's the other shooter? Somebody covering us? The shooter's behind us. Let's go, bro. No, pick him up. Pick him up. Pick him up. Hey.
Elsewhere, as police urgently secured the first suspect, it quickly became clear that something was off. The suspect's behavior would only become stranger as the interaction continued.
Uh oh. When it switches fucking modes, bitch. What the hell? What the hell?
Just your phones? Nothing else. What?
You've been exposed.
Ah. So,
I'm trans and my breasts just flew everywhere.
And you're what?
I'm transgender and I flashed everyone.
That's the least of your worries right now. Yeah, we know. We're fucking working on it.
What the officers don't know yet is that they've only scratched the surface, and that there is still another shooter lurking inside the school. The victim was
All right.
identified by his classmates as Kendrick. He had been shot
Said
twice.
I'm
but
trans.
getting him to safety and
I just
emergency medical
exposed
treatment
my
turned out to be
breasts.
Easier said than done.
Okay.
Put the legs down.
You just shot up a school, dog.
Get the upper body up. Upper body up now.
Go,
Mike,
go, go.
God damn it.
Fine, lift, go. Drag.
It's not how we carry anybody. He's not going anywhere. Put the legs down now. Get his upper body up. Carry him like he's been taught. Come on, bro. It's not the way it's gonna work.
As the race to save Kendrick's life continued, the officer guarding the suspect turned to the 2 witnesses in the hall for further information.
How many victims do you think we have? Did you see?
I know. As soon as I grabbed him, that's when I saw you guys come in. I dropped my gun.
Okay. Did you shoot at all?
I shot one round, and I realized.
Did you hit him? Did you hit anybody?
No, I realized it was one of your guys, and I dropped my gun.
I got you.
That's right, the security guard had been the one to fire at police. In addition to the chaos at the school, more frantic calls were coming in, not only from students and teachers, but now parents who had heard about the situation.
My son is at STEM Academy and he just texted me.
Yeah, yeah,
I've
yeah,
got a
yeah.
test in his school and he's really scared and he told me to call the cops.
Okay, do not go to the school. Okay, there's a lot of police activity. You need to stay away from the school.
True. This is true.
Ma'am, you need to stay away from
She
the
said,
school,
"This is
okay?
true.
Okay,
This is
all right.
true."
Not all of the parents got the message, though.
Delete.
They began to show up to the still active shooting.
Faces.
Get in the cars. Get away. I don't care where you go. Just go away.
Closer to the school, other officers had finally succeeded in moving Kendrick outside. only to face a new problem.
I got a chest.
Medics close? Do we have any medics?
I got a chest seal right here. He's right here. We gotta start treating him on our own.
I need a medic! We need it! Now!
While tensions run high in this life
Damn.
situation, officers still have to wrangle to find the second shooter. In situations like these, paramedics usually do not enter the scene immediately for their own safety. SWAT medics usually make contact faster, but at this time, they were still on the way.
Okay, ready? Hold on. We gotta go one at a time. We need to get him at least into recovery. There's not much else we can do for him without fire. Let's get him on his side this way.
Inside, another group of officers came across a second victim. Thankfully, this injured student was still conscious.
Okay, just breathe, okay?
Ready?
Okay, guys, so we got a scene here. So 106.
Wait a minute.
Everything
Armed escort. We're coming
okay,
out.
we got you.
Where's the medic? Medics!
Left.
A second victim was not the only thing police found. A boy with purple hair, matching the description of the second shooter, turned up in one of the classrooms.
We just got one in here.
What is your name?
Devin Erickson.
Who?
Devin Erickson.
Evan Erickson?
Devin Erickson.
With the DEVONERICKSON. Do you have him or somebody else? Because I know what he had on him.
What?
And he's transgender, so he's gonna have a binder on underneath, a black binder on.
And this is Alex?
This is Alec. A-L-E-C. Alec McKinley.
Devin was 18 years old, but at 16, Alec was still a minor. Speaking of Alec, out in the hall, police witnessed increasingly strange behavior.
Stop!
Stop what?
They won't stop talking! Stop!
Are there only two of you?
Yes.
You're positive.
Yes. They're telling me to run.
What?
We're gonna bring the geometry.
You're not going anywhere, trust me. You move something, you're gonna get broken, you understand that? You stay right there.
Police would learn more about what to make of this strange outburst later. In that moment, Alec provided the first clue in a series of increasingly harrowing items of evidence investigators would discover.
A pink iPhone 6S.
Yeah, what about it?
Charge it, and I have videos.
Videos of what?
You making Devin do all this?
In the other room, Devin was telling police the exact same thing.
He was making me give him a bunch of stuff, and then it was me.
Okay.
I was just supposed to watch the door. It was the only way he was gonna let me live. I have proof. No. My house might be on fire as well. It's next to Thunder Ridge. He tried to light my mom's car on fire. There's animals in the house.
Lou. It sent somebody to his house, too. What's that? It sent somebody to his house.
He tried to light my
light
mom's
his house
car
on
on
fire.
fire, and my pets are in there.
We're gonna move these guys here in a minute. Just stand by. We're gonna move them out, okay?
Listen, I need to know any other people involved in this.
Any of the people involved? I don't think so, but there's a chest rig in my car, though, that he had. I don't know if he put anything in the pockets.
All right. Okay. You ready to go? Yeah.
Alec was also ready for transport.
We're ready? All right.
Okay.
Hold on just a sec. Sorry. Coming out.
Alec and Devin might have gotten to leave, but for law enforcement and everyone else at the school, things were only just beginning. The rest of the school still needed to be cleared, and the students evacuated.
Police, open the door! Open the door!
Has also been cleared.
Hands up! Hands up! Hands up!
I need key access to check the
Hands up! Hands up! Hands up! Everyone, keep your hands up. You're okay. You guys are doing okay. Thank you, sir. Hands up. You're okay. Keep moving.
Come with me. We're gonna look over that way. We're gonna look over this way. We're gonna go this way. One over there. Look over there. We're gonna go over there. See those guys waving
All
over
right.
there? We need you to go over there.
Now we got a center point.
Victims in total were identified.
We're gonna select
Injured
this,
students
edit,
were evacuated to
one,
nearby rec
select
centers
all
with
these.
their families.
Gonna bring it straight to the
Officers
center.
remained stationed at the school as well. Those on scene tried to make sense of the situation as they kept the scene secure.
Yes, the dad had like purple hair and whatever, probably playing the Joker role.
Devin, the suspect with purple hair, continued to exhibit signs of distress as he arrived at the police station. He waited in an interrogation room while the police dealt with his companion, Alec. Alec's arrival and interrogation did not go nearly as smoothly. At only 16 years old, Alec's mother needed to be contacted before questioning could take place. But this was not the only issue.
Hey, what a bullet just fall out of his pocket.
The bullet was collected, and Alec's hands were also placed
There we
in
go.
paper bags.
Very good.
Like
All right,
gunshot residue
and we're
from
there.
crime scene technicians.
That's
When these
well.
tests were complete. It wasn't long before Alec's mother, Morgan, was brought in.
Do you hear me? Do you know this?
The hell? Oh.
Has your name officially been changed to Alec? No. It's Maya? Okay. So I'm going to call you Alec.
Because Alec was detectives read the required Miranda rights to both Alec and Morgan. Alec remained willing to talk.
Do you agree to answer questions with me without a lawyer? Okay. Mom, this sign here saying that he's waiving his rights?
What does that mean?
Means he's going to talk to me without a lawyer present. So you also have a right. Mom can stay in, mom can leave.
The detectives gave Alec and Morgan a moment to talk.
All right, let me think. Let me think, goddamn.
On how to proceed.
I know. Let me just go ahead and get this out of the way.
You know that. Don't act stupid. You just tell all the truth. Everything.
That was funny.
They eventually agreed that Alec would converse with the detectives alone, and Morgan signed off on Alec's waiver of rights before stepping out. A crime scene technician entered next to collect swabs of Alec's hands to test for gunshot residue and take booking photos.
Make sure someone watches my mouth.
According to police reports and what Alec
RZ90, boom.
Alec's mother suffered from stress-induced seizures and other medical conditions.
Stress-induced
When the CSI
seizures.
technician had finished her work, the detectives returned to get to the heart of the matter.
Are you sure you're physically okay? Okay. And I just need to ask, is there one or two of you? Is there a third out there? No. That helped you? Yeah. So it's the two of you?
Several rooms over, Devin was also prepped for interrogation. However, the conversation police were about to have would not go anything like they expected.
Select.
You had your rights. I know all my rights. I just want you guys to get them.
Okay. I'm going.
That's why I'm talking so much.
All right. How long have you known Alec for?
I've known Alec for really just this semester.
With Alec, the detectives began with a similar line of questioning.
How long have you known there?
Since the beginning of this year.
How has STEM been?
Probably the worst experience.
Tell me why.
Well, on top of being transgender, I got a lot of crap for that.
How long have you been Alec?
I came out to my friends in about 8th grade.
8th grade? Okay. Has the transition been smooth or has it been rough or what's been going on with that? Tell me why it's been really hard.
I just have to live with the fact that no one sees me for me, and I will never be who I want to be. Anything. I'm not a boy, I'm not a girl, I'm just nothing. So I've been ready for this for
There we go.
weeks now. And
There we go.
I texted Devin, I said, let's hang out. And then I was talking to him about it, and he was like, why? Like, what's your motive? And I was talking about how I know what people say about me. I'm not dumb. I gave them a reason to be scared because they need to think about how what you really say can drive someone to do this.
Alec agreed to let the police download data from the pink iPhone mentioned earlier, including social media apps. The most information was found on Snapchat and told investigators that there was much more to the case than first met the eye.
All right, so you see, like, if you want to test different stuff, I'm going to test this as a hinge door versus a sliding door. So you move the shit to the origin, right? Now I can hit R and Z and look at that, bitch. Oh, this is not. So I can see if I like it as something that gets folded back, or do I like it as something that, like, do I like it as something that is maybe pulled out a bit, just like right there, and it slides over? I like the slide better. You really wouldn't want those big ass doors on the roof swinging, to be honest. So that's what we'll do, buddy. And with that, edit, highlight. I'm going to and drag that over to cover the front of the other bolt like that. Beautiful. And see what that looks like. Good, 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 good. What the hell? Delete them. This one. Shift. Copy paste. Move on over. All right. Fuck. Now let's see. Take these, delete, went a different direction. Highlight all these. We are going to see how this looks. When you're building and designing all your own shit, sometimes you have to do it like this. Now, oh my God. Is it going to be weird? Is that enough? Okay. Let me over to the side. Bring this over. Split that. There we go. There we go. There we go. And so this will be, as you come up the stairs, this will be like an all glass room. You come out. Let me just expand this all the way to the outside like that. That is a good room. And then this. Okay, so I'm definitely going to take this all the way back, flush that up. Yes, definitely, darling, definitely. Mm-hmm. Two, Alt, select. Oh, oh. See this? This is one. This is all edge. That's some weird shit. It's gonna fuck me over. All right, so I'll have to delete these, but we'll just move it for now. There we are. We fucking All right, and we'll go to this one and this one, and we will dissolve those edges. This. This is like just cleaning up your fucking modelage. You know, you got just weird shit from before doing shit when you were just doing shit. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just be doing shit. All right. There we go. All right, get this shit going. Bitch, what the fuck are you doing? Little brewski?
When I go to jail, can you keep my streaks?
Don't you just love it when you're having a wonderful day and depression comes just doing the.
Then take the trash out.
This was just the tip of the iceberg in regards to what investigators unearthed on Alex Electronics. Before doing a deep dive into Alex's social media, though, Devin continued to relay the events that took place that morning.
Going back to this morning, you didn't have to see Alec.
Yeah, barely.
When did you first see him?
My psychology class. And I told Miss Evil
Okay.
that I didn't have my backpack because he wanted me to lie
You
about
go
it.
up,
So
go
I told
up.
him when he was
Yes.
I met up with
Yes.
David as well.
Who's David?
He's fucking one of my friends since 6th grade.
David confirmed that he met up with Devin that morning around 8:30.
I was giving him hugs because of how happy I was feeling that he was doing so good.
David stated that Devin used substances and had apparently been doing so with increasing frequency over the last semester.
And recently it's just been getting worse. His drug use has been getting more significant, I want to say, in the past month.
David would have more insight to share later. However, it looks like Devin may not have been the only one with a substance abuse problem.
You know if he was on medications or anything?
He used to have them, but I think he was saying that his mom took them away.
Okay.
So he was on the cocaine though.
Devin also
He was on the
shared that someone had
cocaine.
spread an explicit rumor at STEM about Alec, which had been very upsetting. Still, Devin said he'd never expected Alec to take such horrific action. While speaking with
This
detectives,
is all
Alec
in
reported that life at
Windows.
home was just as tumultuous as it was at school. According to Alec and Morgan, Alec's father, Jose, was no longer in the picture, and currently 14 family members were all living under the same roof. Alec's mom, Morgan, consented to the
Zebo.
police execute a search warrant on the family house. However, nothing was found in regards to the shooting. All the
There we go.
evidence, it seemed, would be found in the school
Why?
and witness statements.
Hide them all.
I'm sorry if I'm not totally clear-headed. I'm still trying to wrap my mind around his life's totally hosed
Yeah.
out. Totally hosed.
I'm gonna go ahead
In
and
the
just
interrogation room with Devin, he told police more about what led up to
do
the
that
violent outburst
just in
at State
case.
School.
Last night he told me not to come to school tomorrow, and I saved it, and I wanted to save my friends because I have a lot of friends at that school.
Oh, gazebo.
I
Now we can
saved
hide
that
it
message,
easily.
And then I was gonna tell my friends it's saved on Snapchat on my phone, and I was gonna tell my friends, and that's when he started threatening me.
What else did he tell you?
He told me that he was just super. He wanted to get revenge on a lot of people. He told me he was considering killing his mom and his siblings too, because he
Okay,
hates
so
them.
we come up here,
but
have a little fucking sit.
He didn't do that. I kept telling him not to. And he said,
Oh, I remember what I was doing here. Let me command. All right. Now what I want to do is I want to get a model, just a generic default ass model. And I'm gonna use blend kit for that as well.
Had you guys talked about this last
So
night?
I'll open up blend kit, and if
You
you
sent something
do
on
the
Snapchat,
add-on,
text message conversation. Tell me
then
about that.
just use it that way. You'll have this shit at the top, models, and then I need to go to free first.
Gamer boat is what we called it.
Gamer boat.
Specifically, what were you calling gamer boat? What was the code word?
So
like
just
a gun.
put in human,
Was our code word for, or gamer boat was our code word
and
for a gun.
I'll just get like a real low poly kind of guy, just somebody that I used to.
It was like, are you down to like jokingly? I was like, are you down? And he was
Are
like,
you
haha,
down?
that's funny. Like, haha, yeah.
Funny.
But really, it was like, I wasn't kidding. And
For
he
a
like
low poly
was
standing
ready
guy.
to tell the office or someone what was going on. But I was like, you'd really do that to your best friend? Like, this is what best friends are for. Like, you're with me till the end, and this is the end.
I didn't think he was really gonna do it. I never thought he could actually do that because he never seemed like that crazy. He didn't seem like evil. He just seemed
Low
sad
poly
and like
female.
lonely.
At school, I'm
There
a
you go.
completely different person. No one would ever
So
have guessed
this female is how tall?
I'm
67.
with everyone.
So 5'8", pretty
I'm a
much.
people pleaser, and I kinda
Perfect.
like to walk all over.
That's fine. So you can kind of see how
Laugh at me.
big these these buildings and shit are.
Penis enlargement pills.
No, not really.
As
There
they
we go.
continued investigating, police had to wonder
We'll
what
take this
changed in
motherfucker.
Alex's approach.
Bring her
Morgan McKinney,
upstairs.
Alex
What
Miller,
should her name
Miracle
be, bruh?
McCleary.
Gotta think of a fucking name for this character.
I told my kid not to hang out with a certain somebody. And about 3 months ago, I told him to stop hanging out with this. And then Devin. Okay. I don't know if it's relevant at this time, but and just different, and I was like, I just don't like the way he's rubbing off on you. And I was like, you need to focus on you right now.
Alex's Snapchat revealed the side of Devin that Morgan might have found concerning.
Yeah, that's a good handrail height. Yeah. I'm always worried about whenever you like configure stairs, like if you don't go by the proper ratio and shit, like you can fuck them up. And I kind of did, but then I did an overlapping because I like the way the lights cascaded onto the platform of the
For now, though,
previous
Alex
step.
offered this explanation.
Really, there was like a breaking point last night with
So
my siblings. They don't care. Like, no one cares.
I kind of feel.
So I'm finally gonna give in to my thoughts because what's the point of trying to protect everyone else?
What do you think about hurting your family?
Only yesterday.
As Alex shared more about
Only
the triggering
yesterday.
moment before taking the lead on the shooting, Devin's assistance in the horrid attack began to take shape.
Did something happen at school this week, or what help me understand what the big thing, the analogy you always hear, the straw that broke the camel's back. What was that?
this kid kept calling me by my biological name, and that's what made me lose it.
Devin agreed that Alec's mood had been noticeably different that morning.
Today was like when it really got scary. It was like a different person, kind of like seeing him. That to me was like, okay, maybe Alec is really like going like crazy this time.
Okay.
According to Alec,
All right.
Devin's uncertainty
Yeah, I like
had been
that.
part
That
of
looks
the
cool.
plan.
Devin's he's an idiot.
Get that back stretch. Get that back
So
stretch,
basically
bro.
anything I say,
Arms
he would,
up, down, to the front. Stretch that motherfucking back, dude.
Forensic research has found that in cases where there is more than one perpetrator, there's always an alpha figure to execute the plan. While there can be multiple submissive characters, there's only one dominant personality. Devin's guidance counselor, Ms. Wright, had also shared some insight on the subject with the police.
Alec is weird. He gravitates to vulnerable people. Okay. Do you know what I mean? Devin's very vulnerable.
Was Alec bullied in any ways?
I feel that Alec is a bully.
This would require a lot more investigation, but for the time being, the detectives prioritized establishing a timeline of events from both Devin's and Alec's perspectives.
Originally, I was gonna figure out a way for someone to buy me a gun, but no one would. And then Devin and I had a conversation where he was like, yeah, my parents have like a couple guns in their house.
In the other room, Devin continued his harrowing version of that morning's events.
I left school, went back to my house. Then, as I was about to go inside, I opened the garage, and then Alec messaged me again.
Okay. Why were you going back to your house?
I was going back to my house because I was gonna call the police. That's when I picked him up, and then we went back to my house, and that's when he kind of seemed a little.
Oh, this shit about to fuck up.
And then we went into my basement. Then that was when he pulled out the cocaine the first time.
Hopefully it's no crash.
Told
We'll
him, I was
see.
like,
Oh,
I
damn, it
just
didn't
don't-
crash. Nice.
I'm not down with this. Like, you're going kind of too far, and you're like scaring me a little bit. And I was like, I don't want you to hurt anybody at school or anything like that. I really think you need help. And that was when he started really threatening me.
Did you use the cocaine when he pulled it out?
Not the first time.
What did he do with the cocaine?
He did one line of it,
Okay.
and then we went upstairs.
Uh-oh.
According to Alec, things only escalated from there.
There we go.
You broke
I
into
caught
his
it in
house.
time.
I didn't get to his house. I like
Ugh.
trashed it.
So sometimes whenever you're rendering or you're adding, you're remeshing and you do it too much, I was just fucking around.
In the safe up in my mom's room, but it was locked and I didn't.
You can crash your shit. And streaming and watching shows and having multiple distance and that's on. Excuse me.
Hit it a few times and then told me to pull it out.
You know, it's gonna happen.
What did he hit it with?
All right, I don't mind messing with this. Let me see if let me add a material to this thing just for fun, just for shits and gigs. What should we do? Eyeball material. What?
According to the videos found on Alec's phone, this appeared to be the truth.
Open it! Open it.
Trying.
Additionally, when searching Devin's house, police found the scene just like it was described. However, they still suspected something wasn't quite right about Devin's story.
He hit open the gun safe with the axe a bunch of times, tried with the crowbar, and that's how he pried open the door without the key. It like popped out. He was making me help him so he didn't get too tired, because he didn't want me to be able to run away. It was wearing me out a bunch, and he just kept telling me to, and I told him I just can't anymore, and so he grabbed the crowbar and pried it open, just like broke it. Basically, it's just like bent a bunch.
What were you writing on the walls?
The voices.
Damn.
The voices win?
Yeah.
And where did you write that?
In his mom's closet.
More about these mysterious voices and the nature of the writing would be investigated in due time. Back with Devin, he told police everything he and Alec took out of the safe.
And he got all the guns, put them in his backpack, and then he told me to follow him, which is when he recorded the video making me do the cocaine because he was holding the gun in my head.
Do it.
I'm sorry.
Hurry the f up!
Sorry.
ever done cocaine prior to that?
No, I couldn't do all of it because it was like freaking me out too much.
Who loaded the guns?
Alec loaded all the guns, yeah.
That's
So all the
cool.
guns were unloaded when you were
Yeah, he made me hand him the ammo because he grabbed all the guns and then he loaded all the guns. I had to help him carry some stuff, but I carried the ammo and then I didn't touch the guns until
All right, PC just
he
tweaking.
made me put them in the guitar case because he wanted it to be inconspicuous.
In the other room, Alec admitted to vandalizing Devin's mom's car and explained more about the reason.
That's cool.
So after you set mom's car on fire, is mom's car on fire? Tell me about that.
Oh,
I stole
hell
it,
yeah.
And then I put gasoline all over it, and then he lit it on fire.
When searching Devin's house,
You got the materials. If you want your hologram to be another color, wireframe thickness, you know, you can change all of that here, and you can't see it because it's on.
The interior showed evidence of burning, but the fire had apparently gone out before the conflagration spread. In a story full
Not on the
of
screen.
disturbing details, what Alex said next was perhaps the most hair-raising fact so far.
How did you guys get into school when you got there?
Oh, we just walked in.
So tell me when you get to Miss Harper's room, what happens?
I lie and say, I need to talk to this kid, when really I didn't want to go to the room. And basically, my aunt was in there for what reason, I don't know. And I was like, you need to leave.
Grace, Alex's aunt, who goes to the same school, spoke with police too and shared her memories of the interaction.
He said that Devin was kind of upset and he thought he was going to get in a fight with our He said he was going to calm Devin down.
Speaking of counselors, that morning, Devin's guidance counselor had been trying to track him down anyway. According to her, he was not on track to graduate in 3 days since he was failing all of his classes.
Do you think he knew what was going to happen?
I hope not, but I feel like that's a possibility, yeah.
Devin, meanwhile, tried to explain his plan.
I was still kind of trying to talk him out of it and get help, but my plan was to leave. And then I was going to go to the office and I was going to tell them anyways.
All
I was
right.
just going to leave my suitcase, or not the suitcase.
There we go. This is the stairs that we've been working on, rendered with a little bit of lighting and stuff. Whoa, settle down. Settle down, Terrence.
Because I wanted to see if I could just like report him and get like anything, but he threatened me. He said he was still gonna kill people like over the
All right, let's do a quick rundown of the stairs.
Mitchell, another senior at STEM, had no idea what was about to
So here's a kind of a good angle where you can see what's up with the stairs.
I never talk to him. I try not to.
This is glass handrails, and then these are
hear about him is
brushed
he's hates me.
How do you hear that he's saying
nickel railings. This side is put into the wall, okay? And then here is.
When the police spoke with Mitchell directly, though, he did not mention having any
You
issue
look
with
from
Alec.
here.
However, he did report an incident with
The
Devin that
treads
he
are
discussed
glass.
earlier.
God damn.
And I was like, hey, Devin, and he was ignoring me. And then I said, is the skinwalker deaf or something like that? And then he turned around, well, at least I'm gonna loop away with me. And I'm not gonna lie, and thought I had crossed my mind that he would seem like kind of the person who would try
Alright,
to
you
follow
see
me.
that?
Very sarcastic and generally kind of mean with his remarks.
Mitchell would have more
There you
to add
go.
to the investigation
There you
later.
go. Now you can see.
Now the detectives can
Anyway, so the glass, the treads are glass, and then the light comes out of each
I
one.
wanted to get to the office so I could tell an adult and get the security officer, so no one like freaked out.
Okay. So you go back to the office, then what?
They gave me some water and stuff because I said I was like feeling sick and dehydrated. Because I was like all sweaty and like freaked out.
Anyway.
From the cocaine because I just kept running
Yeah,
trying to
that's that, buddies.
delay and get him to Camden.
I don't know what the fuck that is. Oh, that's the light.
And they gave me an ice pack and some water.
Yeah,
I
that's
drank all
that.
the water with the ice pack on my head. Then they left the room and closed the
So
door,
that's
and
what the
when I
stairs
checked,
will look like. This is what the
Devin hadn't been
inside
shy
of the
about expressing
podcast
this exact
wall will
concern
look
to the
like.
officers on scene at
I'm
the
actually
scene,
gonna
but he insisted that he
change this
only wanted
wood
to
grain,
save
I
everyone.
think.
He came to
I
the-
don't
to the
know.
door outside of the
I like it
office,
now
and
that
he
it's
asked
more
how much
flat,
he was
but
gonna wash the
I'm not
office and kill me and
100%
everyone
on
in
it
there.
still.
I didn't
So.
come back.
Yes.
And I was like super freaked out because I mean this is the worst thing I've ever been through.
I'll get rid of that. make sure we save.
I was just so freaked out
And
like,
then-
shaky when I got there.
When you guys were walking down that hallway, did you guys talk about it? How did you guys decide what doors to go? Tell me about
And
that.
also, too, I can delete the textures off of these as well because
The story when he and Alec entered Miss Harper's room.
So you both enter at the same time?
I think so.
I don't need it, but I just did that to kind of show my wife
One more time, but
what's what with
you know,
that.
like, wasn't listening to me, he was pissed off, so I
Nice,
grabbed
beautiful.
the suitcase
All
and
right,
I was gonna
we're back
leave,
at
but
it.
then I saw
We're back
Alec,
at it,
like,
boys.
look at me and like kind of like nod at me because he knew I was trying to leave because I opened the door again and then I closed it and just opened the suitcase and told everybody to stay down, not move, and then I was
Fuck.
just gonna run.
Here.
Alec,
Here,
however, added
here,
a tiny
here,
detail that
here.
had the potential to change everything.
He picks up the guitar case, acts like he's gonna leave, tells Miss Harper that he's leaving, and then goes to the door and takes off the magnet slip so no one from the outside could get in.
The magnet was a standard security feature on all the doors at STEM school that were instituted as part of the lockdown protocol. If moved from their place, the strips would immediately lock the doors, securing everyone inside and locking out anyone who is outside the room. The police likely wondered why Devin hadn't addressed this tiny detail if he was an unwilling participant, but they would return to this later. In the course of the investigation, the police also spoke with Ms. Harper, the teacher in room 107 when the shooting took place.
Grabs the guitar case. It's kind of really loud. Shuffling, shuffling, shuffling. Just to the point now where it's getting weird. Like, I'm like, why are you being so loud, child? And I thought he was just being rude to his classmates. In front of the door, he drops the guitar case, blocking the door. That's when I saw him pull the gun.
Back with Devin, the police tried to clarify more details.
Who pulled out a gun first?
Alec was pulling it out, and that's when I pulled mine out and told everyone not to move because I saw Alec reach for it because that was what he told me he was going to do.
Devin said, nobody move. And then that's when everyone started freaking out. And that's when, like, everything goes blurry. I still can't comprehend the fact that I did that. And, like, I still can't comprehend what I did.
A video
Alright.
from Snapchat hinted that this might not
I
have
like
been an
that.
entirely foreign feeling for Alec.
I feel like this isn't real.
What was Devin doing this? Could you see or hear him?
No, there was, like, a crowd of people jumping towards him, trying to get the gun away from Devin. And there was the other half of the class was coming towards me. And so that's when I was like,
Good. And
Shooting
Isabel
aimlessly.
is going to
Kendrick and Brendan
delete.
both at the same time just rushed against me, and they like tackled me and hit me, which is when the gun I was holding went off.
It was so quick. It was as if he said, everybody don't move, and then all of a sudden, bam, he's against the wall.
Bam.
Did you say anything to Kendrick or Brendan when they came at you?
I told Kendrick and Brendan when they were rushing me, I started to yell no. And I was like trying to throw it down, and that's when I threw it down. And I was like, Brendan, no, I'm serious. Hey, here's the gun. Like, there's another gun in there. Alec has 2 guns. He has a Beretta and the revolver, and he's trying to kill everyone.
When the police talked to Brendan directly, he said that's not how his confrontation with Devin went at all.
At that moment, my brain went, this has to be a joke. This is nanoseconds. I know it's nanoseconds because of how fast things went. Kendrick shot up, and by time Devin was at the board, I was up behind Devin delivering blows. During this confrontation, at the whiteboard where we were trying to move to the ground, I heard 1 or 2 shots. 1 or 2. During the wrestle, during the initial, when he brandished the weapon, he had maybe fired. Not too sure about that, but Josh was still was doing what he needed to do. As Devin laid on the ground and his hand was coming near, he attempted to twist the pistol back towards my and Josh's head and my head. When I saw this happening, I delivered as many blows as I could to the arm and was able to peel his fingers away from the grip of the handgun. At that point, he started apologizing and he immediately stopped resisting.
Devin, on the other hand, said he never resisted at all.
And I willingly just let Brendan grab the gun and take it, and I immediately told him where all the other guns were, that Alex had a gun, what his name was. I told everybody where my stuff was, where everything was.
What was Alec doing when this was happening?
I couldn't see anything because Josh and Brendan held me down.
Okay.
And then Brendan got all the guns, gathered them, and then I don't know what happened after. I was just laying on the ground telling people information so they could get out. I thought I heard more gunshots. I just heard a lot of yelling and screaming. I was just so in shock and freaked out. My ears were ringing from the gunshot because it was really close to me because he tackled me, and that's why, like, just laid down.
Alec offered an alternate perspective on the chaos that followed the initial gunshots.
Zoom it in, bring it up, Bubba.
But I started freaking out because I still couldn't comprehend what I was doing.
There we go.
I just
There we
started
go.
shooting randomly.
Shooting randomly at people in the air, in the building,
Just
or
in the
what?
air.
In the air. Tell me how you were. Can you show how you were shooting?
I was just like kind of like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you were moving your hand, were you pulling the trigger?
Yeah.
Ms. Harper, though, didn't seem to think that Alec's aim was random.
Alec, I believe, had shot at me. I had a bullet casing burn here. I tripped back and fell into the bookcase. And I fell down to the floor. I thought for a moment that Alec was standing over me to make sure I was dead. And so for a few seconds, I played dead.
How many shots do you think you fired?
12.
How do you know that?
Because that's how many rounds was in the gun, and then it stopped shooting.
Alec exited the classroom, intending to get the second gun. However, the students of 107 weren't having it.
So you said that a kid he was hitting on you, or he was hitting you?
Yeah.
Sorry. Tell me about that.
This was after I started shooting, and he went onto Miss Harper's desk and jumped on me, and I tried to get out into the hallway, and then he started like banging my head against the floor, and then I like bit him to get him off me, and that's when Miss Harper like shoved him away and got on top of me.
I had Alec in my hands, and I was terrified that I didn't know all of a sudden if Alec, part of me was like, am I going to break this kid's neck? And I'm like, is this a shooter? Is this an innocent kid that got the gun? I don't know, let go. So I let go. Everybody was getting out of the classroom screaming. I started screaming down the hallways, lockdown, 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 and my only goal was to get the rest of the school on lockdown.
She succeeded. Ms. Harper and several students made it to the office, where the lockdown alarm was activated throughout all of STEM school, saving countless lives. From there, she also called 911 and reported that 2 of the students who made it out with her had gunshot wounds.
I didn't know how many there were, so I wanted everybody on lockdown so we'd be safe. I didn't want anybody wandering the hallways if they were there. I don't want to see it.
There we go. Alrighty. We have got the glass for our stuff, and that is going to go here,
While
here.
Ms. Harper tried to come to terms with what she'd lived through, Alec explained what happened after getting tackled.
And then that's when the teacher showed up, and he was in awe, and he took the gun and then put it on the floor because some kid got shot. I don't think he knew I was the one who had the gun. I think he just thought I was a kid who found the gun and was freaking out.
The teacher in question was the school IT worker, Mr. Pritchard, whose office was just across the hall from room 107. Alec was right. Mr. Pritchard had no idea that Alec was one of the shooters.
He gave it to me very easily, and so in my mind, he wasn't involved. So as I was walking into the classroom, Brandon's walking towards me with a semi-automatic pistol in his hand, and he's holding it by the barrel with the handle out towards me. He walks up to me and hands it to me, and I take it. So at that point, I have 2 pistols in my hands. I walk over and I see Kendrick lying at an angle towards the front wall of the classroom.
Unattended in the hall, Alec took advantage of the opportunity.
I went in, go to my backpack to get another gun because no one else knew I had that. And I was going to shoot myself, so I'm starting to walk away, and the security guard comes up with a gun in his hands. and tells me to put it down. And I'm basically like, okay. I put the gun down and he like kneed me to the ground, like put his knees on me.
The security guard, Sam, who subdued Alec, realized that something was wrong while taking his break all the way across the building. As soon as he heard the words shooting and room 107, he started running, weapon drawn. Sam spoke with the police directly multiple times.
You know, I'm asking Alec, hey, are you alone? Where's the other shooters? You know, what's going on here? Alec's only response was, kill me now. I don't deserve to live. As things are getting louder. They're coming. I'm like, who? Where? Alec kept replying and saying those things to me. Just kill me now. They're getting louder. I see an AR rifle and someone in plainclothes coming through the hallway. I didn't hear a breach. I didn't hear police or any of that. And I yelled security. I fired around.
One of the bullets from the friendly fire injured someone in room 106. Back with Alec, the police asked about some specific details.
Do you know if you hit any kids?
I don't. My aim's not good, so I'm not sure if I hit any kids. But I know Devin shot. He fired, and I don't know if it was me or him that hit this kid.
Do you know who that was?
I don't remember his name.
Is it a male?
Yeah.
Did you see what happened to that kid?
All I know is he was on the ground and I could hear him like screaming.
Did you see if that hit anybody?
Kendrick.
Okay. Did you see her?
And I think Josh got hit, but I don't know if that was Alec or if it went through Kendrick, because I heard someone say exit wound.
Statements from the witnesses revealed far more about who had been injured. As soon as Brendan noticed that Kendrick was down, he rushed to his side, while Josh kept Devin down.
I came over, immediately started tapping him. Kendrick, stay with me, you all right, you all right? No response, his breathing was completely staggered, his eyes were rolled back.
In the midst of all this chaos, Brendan managed to call 911. Help was nearer than he expected, though, as he was aided immediately by Mr. Pritchard, who's a former Navy sailor.
And I'd asked Brandon if there was anything I could use to apply pressure to Kendrick's wound.
There we go. We got a nice rolled edge on that glass, buddy.
So I just went ahead and started putting pressure with my hand. At that point, he was breathing. It was like he was almost kind of moaning with like some spittle coming out of his lips. And I see Josh laying on top of Devin. And I looked and I saw Josh had some blood marks on his legs, but it didn't look like they were growing. So I just figured, okay, he's okay for now.
Devin Erickson, while still on the ground being held down by Josh, was going, Alec made me do it, I'm sorry, it wasn't my fault, and then just threw an absolute fit of aggravation. I got up in his face and I screamed as loud as I could, shut the fuck up, where the Mr. Pritchard then responded with, please don't do that, keep your voice down. Devin then responded, there's a jacket out in the hallway to put pressure on, the left doorway.
While Brendan went to get the jacket, Mr. Pritchard made a grim discovery.
I looked back over and Kendrick stopped breathing at that point, and I was fearful that he had passed. You know, I tapped him on the cheek. Hey, come on, stay with me. Checked for a pulse. I couldn't get one.
In the hallway, Brendan didn't find the jacket. Instead, he ran into the security guard and Alec.
And from the other end of the hallway, behind a little jut out for the size of
All right, I know this is not the most glamorous shit, but this is just the shit you gotta do.
I immediately did.
All right.
And I yelled,
Now that we've got that squared away,
shot. I do not have a gun. We have one of the shooters in there. He then told me to crawl to him, and that is when I noticed that he had the second shooter, Alec, in handcuffs, off to the right side.
See, that's why you gotta look at this shit multiple times. Multiple times.
Couldn't have been more than 2 minutes.
In addition to the carnage in the classroom, Alec's next comment made the situation even more hair-raising.
When you saw these kids, especially Kendrick, go down, what was going on in your head? Was it, I'm going to continue shooting, or I'm going to help them, or was something else going on in your head?
Everything was quiet. Like, it's only quiet when, like, everything's, like, they're satisfied with what I'm doing. That's the only time they're quiet is when I listen to them.
Alec's Aunt Grace said that Alec had previously reported hearing voices, but the family was unsure if this was true. As opposed to the silence in Alec's mind, Devin seemed to have experienced the resulting chaos in a blur. He only seemed to remember bits and pieces of what came next.
Then what happened? Well, I got handcuffed, obviously, because the people came in because Josh just held me down and I just let him. And he said he was hit, and I just kept telling him, just wrap something around his leg and save himself. And just fucking, I kept telling everyone about Alec and what he was wearing because I didn't want other people to get hurt. Because I knew he was just going to keep going, killing people. And now everyone's going to think I'm a monster.
By this point, police made entry into the school to attend to the wounded, rescue the students, and, of course, detain Alec and Devin. Meanwhile, word was getting out about the calamity at STEM. Devin's friend David recalled the chilling moment he found out what was happening.
I got a message saying that there were 3 shooters and that one of them had purple hair, and immediately I just went like, Devin.
Immediately.
Devin.
With all of these statements, the police now knew what had happened.
Don't you ever fucking like...
Remained elusive.
So why were you planning to do this?
This is terrible, man. This is terrible
I
because
feel like I was doing people a favor,
it seems
showing them
like
the real world. I'm
one person is
showing
definitely
people how
the
I feel.
ringleader,
Was your intention
but
to shoot people today?
god damn, they're kind of caught. I hate doing that too. When it grabs it like that, I fucking hate it.
didn't necessarily want to
You
kill
can always
anyone.
just hit
I just
Y,
want
but
them
still, bro, it's
have
rough.
something bad happen to them.
All right.
I'm still like completely
Here we go.
I'm
Bring that
just
in.
in awe
It's gonna be right there, and
how I let my
that,
kids feel
my
like this, how
friends,
I thought I
is
was
what we're
neutral,
gonna
but I'm
leave that
not.
as.
I was just thinking
Because
I'm just doing what everyone
this
expects
might
me to do.
change.
At what point did
So
you know that Alec was going to hurt students
that
or shoot
is
school?
the
Or shoot anybody at school?
stair opening to the gazebos, and
He was like getting really pissed off at me with the cocaine and stuff.
there we go.
He told me I better get back. I was like thinking I could still
There
talk
we
him out of it.
freaking
I
go.
told him not to.
All right, gazebo done.
Do something stupid 'cause
Let's mark that off our list. What else we got? Handrails. We got some of those done. I need to do the ones for downstairs, but guess what? Copy and paste, baby, because they're going to be the same dimension. And this is 1/2 inch glass, so.
Alex said that actually wasn't the case.
What was your intention if he didn't do the cocaine?
Little 1/2 inch skis.
But I really wasn't gonna do anything.
This wasn't the only discrepancy
All right.
the police had noticed.
Let's, first off, Control S. Let's save our shit.
Up raising more questions than they answered.
Gazebo, we are going to
you to pick him up at school.
clear. And what is this?
You went back to the school, you picked him up.
All
You ever
these
see him
are.
No, I was just really worried about him because I thought he might hurt himself too. But I was also a little bit scared because, like, you know,
There we
he has
go.
all those problems. I didn't know if he was going to snap or something.
Alec, though, said that Devin decided he
It
was
is
willing to
going
go through
this,
with the attack on
this,
his own.
and this.
We weren't gonna go
All
through with it,
go
but then
to
he was like,
gazebo.
I'm back, and
This is
like, I'll
going
do
to
what you want me
be.
to. And I was like, okay.
Aside from
Something
when you
else.
made threats to him at
All right.
home, like with
Put
axe
that
and all
H to
that
hide.
stuff,
We all
saying-
know H to hide at this point, but shit, hell.
I was just
Bring that down.
I don't know. He was
Bring
just
her
like
over.
okay with everything. I think he
Bring her
thought
over
that
a
I
little
had a
bit more.
point. I think I actually got into his head, and he was listening to me.
This
On that
motherfucker
note,
talking
the
about, I think I
detectives
actually
began to
got
wrap
into
up
his head.
Alec's interrogation.
I
He
hope
was
no one died today.
Tragically, there was one fatality at the STEM shooting. Kendrick, the first student to rush Devin, had been shot twice and was pronounced dead shortly after the responding officers dragged him to safety. Officers met with Kendrick's parents to answer what questions they could, and in the process learned more about what a hero Kendrick was. His parents
Can
described
you
him
be
as kind,
my
outgoing,
hero,
and a friend
baby?
to everyone.
They asked, are you surprised that he would do that? And immediately both of us were like, no, it doesn't surprise us. And you're going to pull one kid out of there and it has to be mine, you know, that has to have this happen to him. I just can't figure it out. We get to view him today. Since the last time I seen him alive, and you know, I don't know if I'm ready for that. I
The initial interrogation
Literally, I would lose my fucking mind, dog.
and learned that there was still more to be uncovered. Devin, on the other hand, stuck to his story and professed his innocence.
Did you ever try telling an adult at any point? Yeah, that's when I went to the office to try and tell the adults, and then I was going to try and tell Miss Harper, but he was already in there.
After he loaded up guns and brought
Yes,
them
and
to
he
the
had
school.
them loaded up and brought to the school, because the thing was, once he made his plan clear and had the axe, I didn't have a way to go to anybody because I was the last time at the house.
Did it ever cross your mind to tell an adult?
Should I go 0.25 on
No.
it?
Because
0.25.
I had all these other reasons and all these things he was telling me, and I believed him because he's seeming like he was fine.
Nah, we're gonna go 0.5.
Like,
Yeah.
So I didn't think it was anything to worry about.
You didn't think it's anything to worry about when somebody tells you don't come to school tomorrow?
I thought he was still like, he was just like still messing with me a little bit. All of us just joke about that stuff. It's just like teenage boys do that stuff. I never thought he would do all that.
You realize we were teenage boys.
Yeah, I know, but my parents don't really understand that humor, so I just figured I'd say that. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Oh.
In talking to so many witnesses, it became clear that Devin was known for his dark humor. However, his friend David took it one step further.
I wouldn't call him violent, I don't think, right off of the bat, but he has sociopathic tendencies. He's a very cold person. He gets angry really fast, and he's
And we're gonna select
very
all these
rational. He
edges.
would have like these bipolar bursts where he would just snap at us, tell us to fuck off or whatever, and he really seemed to victimize himself as soon as any kind of blame was put on him. Very big liar. He's manipulative.
Wait, what the hell?
It's a lost cause.
It's not your fault. There's nothing you could have done that prevented it, because you seem like a pretty nice guy. Devin made these decisions on his own, and this doesn't come down on you. Because keeping it in is going to be...
Bro's tripping. That's how my son would be.
Out there that are going through the same exact...
He would be like, what the fuck?
Be there for each other, okay? Check in on each other. And, talk to mom.
David also shared that Devin had recently broken up with his girlfriend. Another Snapchat saved on Alex's account offered a potential explanation why.
Also, kinda, ever since I pulled a knife on my girlfriend's dad, I've been going dark.
Devin was appearing more suspicious by the minute, but the question of his involvement wouldn't be resolved for quite a while. For now, the police were unconvinced by his claims of
Go
innocence.
ahead, tab, control R, hit it right here, enter.
While in the county jail, Devin kept busy with many phone calls, including this fraught interaction with his parents.
The only thing was, today was like the Julia and like Dr. Tyndall thing was like they were prepping me for the state hospital visit thing, so it was really stressful.
There we go.
They were like doing like fake like.
Devin, let's not talk about that.
Dad, this is not about the case. We're allowed to talk about this. I don't know why you're so freaking touchy.
I always want to make sure we take the safe route, that's all.
Exactly, bro. Quit being a bitch ass, bro. Goddamn, God. Your dad's trying to protect your stupid ass.
However, it wasn't just family members that Devin kept up with. It seems that somehow,
Excuse
despite
you,
being under
dude.
lock and key, he began a romantic relationship with a girl named Melanie.
You're my baby.
Cinnamon apple.
But it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows in that relationship either.
You told me that your love for me was a joke. I don't know why you call me if I make you so miserable.
Just because it's just like fun to like make fun of you sometimes. Say bronchitis without stuttering.
Bronchitis.
You stuttered, so.
No, I didn't. You're taking advantage of me. You're using me for your entertainment. I thought I had a special place in your heart.
Yeah, you do. It's last. So I'm gonna dump you for Peppa Pig if you don't shut up.
Oh my God, stop. There are
What
tears
the
on my
hell?
face right now.
Why?
Because I don't want that to happen, and I'm so confused right now.
Yo, that chick got some issues, boy. Hell.
9 months after Alec and Devin were arrested, Alec reached out to detectives to share additional details about the case. When they got to talking, many of the sinister details the police had suspected all along were finally confirmed.
Plan was, it was gonna look like I was the one that was killing all these people, but it was Devin, but it was gonna be pinned on me because he was going to shoot me in the head. He was gonna come out like the hero in this situation. He was gonna essentially stop me.
Why did you do that for Devin?
Because I felt like he was going through a lot of pain in life. I felt like he was going through a lot, and I wanted to help him.
What if you guys got caught
We didn't think we'd get caught.
or get arrested?
Another inconsistency between Alec's new statement and what Devin said in his interview on the day of the shooting emerged when the investigators came to the topic of the firearms.
Who loaded the guns?
Alec loaded the guns.
Why didn't you leave then?
Because he had me in the corner of the closet. I was backed up. There was no doors I could go to. He still had the guns and the ammo and the hatchet.
Devin briefly touched on this while talking with Melanie after he was arrested.
You put a gun in my head and you queued up my school.
I'm sorry.
Wait, you're not Alex.
If Alec's new story was true, it threatened to undercut Devin's accusations entirely.
At any point as this is happening, was Devin trying to leave?
No.
Get out of closet at all?
No.
Even on the day of the shooting, the police noticed issues with Devin's story and didn't hesitate to call him out.
Why didn't you flee the house?
I was in the back of it. So in this closet in my mom's room, there's only one door. He was on that side. The safe's laid down in the middle, and I'm on the other side of the safe. He told me to stay on that side.
Right. What I don't understand is how is he loading the gun?
Beautiful.
Because he made me give him the bullets.
And that's
so
how
I
you
pulled
do
the
that,
hatchets,
Cherry.
grabbed the guns with his other hand, and then that's when he made me hand him the ammo. He told me to sit down, still holding the hatchet, put one bullet in and put it in the magazine and cocked it so
Tap,
there's one in the chamber and he
clicked
could
it.
aim at me.
Devin insisted he was innocent, but something else he said that day led the police to believe he was anything but.
And the only way I'd let him live is if he helped me.
It's possible that Devin just got tongue-tied, but police had to wonder if this was the truth slipping through accidentally.
So a lot of this to me sounds like self-preservation.
Then why do I have videos of him threatening me, and why do I have all the evidence? If you find his iPhone, you will see a video of me crying while he makes me do that. This kid gave me cocaine, and you're expecting me to think straight?
Before you did cocaine.
I'm freaking the out, dude.
Again, Devin said something during one of his jail calls that made this defense even more questionable.
The cocaine made me aggressive.
I was like literally about to do shrooms one night, and then Alex sent me a picture of like wanna come do cocaine, and I was like, sure.
Yeah, I'm so glad I started doing cocaine because that was great for me. Can't wait 10 years off my lifespan.
In fact, Devin claimed that his substance use history was far more extensive than he'd initially let on.
I think I like smoked too much weed, and like I permanently did that to my brain.
I was high on cough medication like every day for like 4 months straight.
On another occasion, Devin said that Alec talked him through a particularly intense trip that included some very dangerous decisions.
And so basically Alec was like, I'm gonna stay on the call with you so you can talk to me through this. And so we fucking, like, he just like talked to me, and I drove all the way home.
9 months later, in Alec's second interview, Devin's so-called video evidence is brought into question in a discussion with the investigators.
The videos that you made in the house, that was...
Beautiful.
Tell me again why.
So it would all come together in the plan that, I have proof in case he didn't come out there. I had proof that, or he had proof that I made him do it.
Okay. To make it seem like he was...
Nice.
Yes.
Handrail's done, bro.
Was he forced into this?
No, it was a mutual agreement.
Sheesh.
It took us a couple times, like 3 times to actually shoot this video.
Okay.
The first time, we were laughing and we couldn't get like through the video, and then the second time, it was like I just didn't think it was gonna be serious, and the third time I was like, this is good enough.
So after the video was shot, are you still holding a gun to his head? Or
No.
do you put it down and you guys are, buddy-buddy again?
No, I put the gun away. The gun was on safety the whole time.
Okay.
I wasn't gonna shoot him. He was talking about how he has two alter egos, two like split personalities, I don't know. And he was saying that one of them is like the pussy Devin, one of them's like the wimp Devin, and the other one's like has a god complex. After that we were hugging and I was saying goodbye to him. He said he was glad he met me and he is sorry he's never gonna see me again.
During Devin's interview on the day of the shooting, the police had noticed yet another inconsistency.
So, how many times did you say you've been shooting?
Maybe like 4 times total.
Okay. So, knowing that, how did Kendrick get shot?
Kendrick got shot because my finger was right there still. I was still grabbing it. My finger's right there. He bumps into me because they're rushing me and they're actually hitting the barrel end of the gun with their body and grabbing me.
Was your finger on the trigger?
My finger was next to the trigger, but it wasn't over the trigger because I wasn't going to hurt anybody. I was just going to tell everyone to stay and then run.
So
I tried to throw it down.
What was going through my head was, should I kill myself to save these people? Do you mind if we take a break?
Absolutely. Do you need any water or anything? We'll step out the secure building, so we've got to walk anybody anywhere we go.
Okay.
Okay. But we'll just be outside.
Police likely had to wonder if any show of emotion since the day of the incident was ever genuine.
Why didn't you just
Go
open the
up
door and
over
say,
it
Alex
just a
got a gun, get
scunt.
out?
Because he was still going to shoot people.
But you knew he was going to shoot somebody either way.
But I was going to try to stop him. That's why I went to the office so I could try to get to an adult who would be able
There
to
you
do
go.
it so the school didn't, like, people weren't just freaking out.
Whew.
But you
All right.
still didn't tell anybody.
Yes, because he told me he was
Little
going
wee
to the
break.
office 'cause he was gonna
BRB.
kill me. And everybody inside the office.
Doesn't matter because he was going to kill people.
Doesn't matter. It does matter because I was trying to save everybody, not just me.
After composing, Alex said something else that, if validated, obliterated Devin's previous claims.
Did he ever tell you, hey, I can't go through with this. I'm going to refuse to go through with this. I'm backing out. Anything like that?
He never told me anything like that.
It wasn't just what Devin hadn't done that led investigators to suspect that he'd helped instigate the crime. Mr. Pritchard, who had tried to save Kendrick, discovered this disturbing footage of Devin leaving the office and meeting up with Alec.
He said, like, let's go or something.
In his interview soon after the incident, the detectives had tried to get the truth from Devin, but he wouldn't budge.
So again, at what point did you try to stop him?
There was multiple times he just kept threatening me.
Not what I'm hearing.
That's exactly what you're hearing.
Literally, you're separated.
Yeah, I'm not talking to you guys anymore until I have a lawyer and my dad. Get him in here because you guys aren't listening to me. I'm telling you something. I have evidence. I can show you all that. I gave you all this. And you guys are still just making it like I tried so hard.
Since Devin wanted to speak with a lawyer back then, the detectives departed, leaving him alone in the interrogation room where his pleas of innocence continued.
All right. Back at it. Back at it.
In the interview now, Alec's story included even more drastic changes.
All right. So we got that squared away. We got that squared away. Boom, boom, boom.
Mitchell, the student Devin had a verbal altercation with,
Okay.
had been in room 107, but that wasn't all. Mitchell said that Devin disliked Ms. Harper because she demanded her students make an effort in class. Alec's statement seemed to support the theory that the attack was very carefully timed.
I was going to have a sort of a bookcase under these stairs, but I don't know that it's necessary. I think I might go
He was on the ground looking up.
with
As it turned out,
maybe
Alec's
like an
aim was
indoor
true.
flower pot.
Mitchell had given his statement to police from a hospital bed
Or-
after the incident.
I remember just after the first gunshot.
Fuck, what should I put there?
I remember standing up and running. I remember more gunshots and falling over. I run towards that door, and I pass Kendrick, and he's laying down, face down, not moving, and he's breathing.
He told police that he and several other students fled through the cafeteria and out of the school.
I run like past about, I want to say 4 buildings before I'm like out of breath. I'm
What the fuck?
I didn't know that I got shot.
Mitchell's classmates
All right,
applied
brain,
pressure to the room
start
and
working,
called
bro.
911. When more shots were fired,
You ever get to
the
a
neighbor determined
situation to where like you're working on something and your brain is literally firing on every cylinder and you're just like I'm the bad way, beep, bop, and then you look up and you're like, what the fuck? It's kind of where I'm at right now. I've looked up now and I'm like, what the fuck? And I've seen so excuse me. God, I see something that's fucked up. I need to fix it. I need to fix it. Come here. There you go. Get that little piece. Yeah. Oh. RC2. Z. The Z axes. Line it up good, Bubba. There you go. Oh. Oh, fuck. Whew, my damn eyes, hell. That'd be alright like that, yup. Mm-hmm. There we go. I think Shamimi up my deal. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go now. Yeah, ready. There we are. There we are. There we are. Now I'm going to Alt H. I'm going to get every single thing here, and I'm going to apply scale on everything. Apply all transformations and scale. Beautiful. When I click this, this is yes. This is yes. This is beautiful. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. From time to time, you're just gonna have to do that, man. You're just gonna have to go through and apply scale and shit, man. It's just like, do it, bro. I'm just gonna have to fucking do it. All right, I need to BRB. I do. I've got to. I've got plenty of time left to do this. I just have to go get something out of the refrigerator that is a edible of cannabinoids. And I have got to find a different one. Like that is not doing it for me. Fuck yeah. This is deputy overdoses in bathroom after smoking seized drugs. Tripping. What the fuck? Stupid motherfucker. So what do you expect from a cop though, bro? What do you expect from a cop? Stupid ass, bro.
Unresponsive on the floor. As deputies attempt life-saving measures, the mystery of what caused his collapse unravels, forcing them to draw a horrifying conclusion. The following report is based on official police records. Please note that all persons charged with a crime are presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty in a court of law. It's just after 8 p.m. when an on-duty deputy enters the restroom at the Sacramento County Sheriff's Department, finding Deputy Marvin Morales seemingly passed out in the corner of the stall.
Leave that door open! Get his vest off. Straighten his legs. Straighten his leg. Yep. Morales. Morales! Morales! Hey, Morales. Hey, drag him out. Drag him out. Drag him out. Drag him out. Hey, leave that door open for fire. Put a trash can out there. Morales. Wake up, bud. Come on. Pulse? How's it? Still got pulse? Still got breathing? Huh? Breathing. He's got pulse. Whose car is this? That's his car. That's my car. I came to use the restroom. I thought he was in there taking a poop, and as soon as I opened the door, he's leaning against the corner. He's down. Yeah, he's down on fire. There you go. There we go. There we go. Come on, buddy. There you go. Wake up, bud. There you go. Wake up. Come on, Mark. Come on. Wake up, bud. Come on. Come on, man. Wake up. Morales. Wake up, Morales. Wake up. There you go. There you go. Hey, do you want to roll in the recovery at all? What's up? You want to start rolling into the recovery at all? Just because of all the mucus shit from you getting that? We'll keep him like this because he's breathing. He's got a pulse. Come on, Mark. Come on, breathing. Come on, bud. Come on, Marvin. Mark. Come on, bud. Yeah, stern interrupt's not going to help him. Wrong pulse. Good. Come on, Marvin. Snap out of the leg.
They attempt a sternal rub, a technique used to assess a person's level of consciousness, but Deputy Morales has no visible response.
Come on, Marvin. I'm going to try breathing one more time. Yeah, you're done with that? Yeah. There we go. There we go. Come on, Mark. Come on, Mark. There we go. Hey, take these. I'm going to the ambulance, Mark. Come on, Marvin. Come on. Come on, Mark. I see you. There you go. Keep breathing, man. Stay with us. You're good.
Paramedics arrive, and Deputy Morales is transported to a local hospital for further treatment. Meanwhile, deputies on scene learn he collected narcotics during an earlier on-duty call. With concerns he may have experienced an accidental exposure, deputies begin to search his vehicle.
Hey, Alex said it was in a glove. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. I felt those. Doesn't look like anything's in it. That one's empty. Nah, I'm not seeing anything in the box. No, I checked that one. Didn't feel like there was anything in them. Not that one.
Would probably not be in his ticket.
Actually, shine light over here, sir. No.
Something in that one?
Damp, but they don't feel. Don't feel anything on that one. I don't see any other gloves floating around in there, do you? No. Pull up his last call that he was on and see if he already logged anything in RMS for it. I'm surprised we haven't done that, and if we're not finding it, he could have already possibly booked it.
I was like, he was on a 415 family, and I didn't say anything about Joe.
No, he was on a. He collected dope at like 6:30ish.
Okay.
The following footage, recorded at a Shell gas station, captures the moment he obtained the narcotics, just hours before he would be found unresponsive on the bathroom floor.
What's up, bro? What's good? You okay? You having a lot of fun out here, bro?
Yeah. You got new sunglasses.
I just saw you last week over here, bro.
Yeah.
You was dancing at the same time too, man.
Yeah.
You promised me your best dance moves.
Who?
You.
Yeah.
You promised me your best dance moves.
Yeah, definitely.
What's up? You want to see the way?
I gotta go back to downtown, dance there. They're all waiting for me. Last time I went, the stadium was about to fall down.
You were about to pass out the other night, though, last week. You was on that Fetty.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Is that what that foil is right there in your pocket? Or be real with it. Just be real. Just be real.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Could be.
Could be, is it? I think it is.
I'm not sure.
Yeah?
Nah, not for now.
So you could either hand it over or I could put you in cuffs and take it out your pocket. It's up to you. Hand it over. Hand it over.
Can I get it back?
How about that straw right there?
Deputy Morales and his partner temporarily detain the suspect. After clearing his pockets, he asks for clarification on the contents of the foil packet.
What is this? What exactly is this?
Pistol.
Pistol?
Deputy Morales can then be seen tucking the foil packet into a black glove before securing it in the hatch of his cruiser. Afterwards, he writes the suspect a citation for possession of narcotics and lets him go.
All right. See you next week. Hey, I'm here. This is my area.
Despite securing the evidence in his cruiser, it's nowhere to be found. However, deputies still searching quickly find something else, which raises even more concerns.
You said foil with
And a glove, right?
How often do we just get rid of dope?
I
cited him.
But he cited him.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah, although that might just be an old busted meth pipe because there was no mention of a pipe in the call.
Yeah, but there's glass right here and there's foil. Or there's not foil, but there's...
Yeah, it might just be an old meth pipe, Sarge.
Huh?
So that might just be an old pipe. I'll toss it in there, but that's literally just a shattered pipe.
Well, I mean, is that what it was? It was foil,
It
right?
said what the guy said was meth, so it was off-white substance and foil.
No mention of a pipe, though?
No.
One deputy considers an explanation that might explain why the narcotics would no longer be secured in his vehicle.
Do you think he was gonna go and book it, but use the bathroom first?
Nah, there's no reason to. I mean, he could have, but there's no reason to pocket it because the stuff's all the way in the back of the station. So you'd have to get back in the car and drive in and grab it. That has to be in his cargo pocket.
It has to be. But are his pants still at the hospital? He went with his pants to the hospital.
Find out and see if they can check on that.
Deputies with Morales at the hospital check his pockets, finally locating the evidence.
Yeah. Yep.
Don't.
You can just feel the flow in there. Yeah. I don't want to fucking open it up, get us all exposed. Yeah. It's crazy. Shit happens quick.
However, the question of whether the exposure was accidental reaches a shocking conclusion when deputies locate a small glass pipe and an orange torch lighter in the bathroom where Deputy Morales collapsed.
The pipe that's on the ground wasn't next to him, was it? That's what I'm concerned about. There's a meth pipe sitting over by the door.
I don't remember, but it was in the stall.
Okay.
With him.
Okay.
Additionally, hair and blood samples collected at the hospital indicated at least 90 days of narcotics use. Investigators with the Bureau of Internal Affairs discovered that on August 9th and 15th, 2023, he cited 2 individuals for misdemeanor possession of paraphernalia. In his reports, he claimed to have disposed of a glass pipe, but later admitted to taking one home and using it multiple times. Investigators with the Bureau of Internal Affairs ultimately concluded that Deputy Morales intentionally used the narcotics he seized from the suspect on October 24, 2023. On January 1st, 2024, investigators recommended Morales for termination. However, before formal action was taken, he submitted a formal resignation letter on February 2nd, 2024.
This is 19-year-old Hollis Daniels. He just got arrested and has somehow managed to sneak a gun into jail.
You have a family at home? Yep. How many kids? Pretty old?
And this is where all hell breaks loose. The moment this happens, the entire police station goes into lockdown as officers scramble to make sense of the situation. They have no idea who did this and how something like this can even happen. Hollis, on the other hand, was by this time long gone and thought he was going to get away with it. But little did he know his heinous crime was being recorded every step of the way by hidden cameras. Now the chase was on to catch this cold-blooded teen killer.
You know, it's funny. My mom called me and said, "Reed, are you okay? There's been a shooting, and they say it's you." And immediately then I knew I'm going to jail for the rest of my life.
At around 1 a.m. on the 8th of October, Hollis Daniels got into an argument with his friends. Allegedly, Hollis had stolen his friend Leo's gun and at one point even threatened him with it. As Hollis left the house that evening, Leo called the police telling them exactly what happened, and Hollis was pulled over at around 1:30 a.m. Had the traffic stop you're about to see ended even slightly differently, Officer Floyd East Jr. might still be alive to this day.
Hey, what's going on, man? I'm Officer, Police Department. Where were you coming from? We got a call about you causing a disturbance.
Disturbance?
Yeah, over at your friend's house. What's your friend's name? Leo? Okay, why is Leo calling us, telling us you're messing with him?
I have no idea, sir. Because I guess he didn't. I don't know. I'm not sure, sir.
Okay. You have any guns or any weapons in the vehicle? Any drugs or anything like that? Step out here and talk to me, man, okay? Yeah, it is necessary, okay? Just come stand over here for me, okay?
After stepping out, Hollis tells the officers that he did get into an argument with his friends, even getting thrown onto the floor at one point. However, he's adamant that he didn't steal anything from them, especially not a gun. The cops, though, aren't so sure, and want to search his vehicle to prove him wrong.
You don't have a gun inside the vehicle. Do you have a gun on your person? No, sir.
No, I pat him down. Yeah, I pat him
Do you
down.
care if we search your vehicle? Yes, sir. I kind of do. You don't want us to search your vehicle? Yeah, but not because I don't have a gun. I just don't want something like that. It's not necessary on my own. No, it is necessary because right now you're involved in an investigation. That's why I'm asking if you have a gun in your car. No. I cannot search your vehicle for a gun. Yes, sir. Okay, then hang on to him. I'm gonna go there and see what's going on that side, and I'll be back over here. Might as well just put him in the back of the vehicle.
Okay. All right. Okay.
As Hollis didn't give consent to search, the officers never ended up looking inside his vehicle. It could have been argued they had probable cause, but in this situation, the officers must have thought it was a gray area and let it slide. Sources say that it's very likely Hollis did indeed have the gun with him in the car, and that a search would have likely recovered the weapon and saved Officer Floyd's life. But instead, Hollis was given a friendly send-off and allowed to return back home.
Damn, he said I tried to kill him? Or he said that I said that?
Yeah, that's what he told the other officer. You can carry on with your night, man. Get home safe, buddy. Get some new friends.
The very next evening, a call came in from a student saying that they'd heard a gunshot and saw another student holding a gun. The cops, of course, took this extremely seriously, as they were worried that he might harm himself or others on the campus. So at 5:59 p.m., Officer Floyd East Jr. conducted a welfare check with his partner.
Texas Tech Police Department, we're keying in.
Inside, Hollis was nowhere to be seen, but the officers did manage to wake up his roommate, whom they were able to question about Hollis's whereabouts.
Hey, what's up, man? What's your name?
Andy.
Andy? Is that who we're looking for? No, we're looking for Hollis.
I just woke up. I'm sorry.
That's okay. What do you know about your partner that lives in this room down here?
Hollis Daniels?
Hollis? I don't know a whole lot about him. Really. I don't know. I haven't really hung out with these guys a whole lot.
Okay.
Despite the lack of information, though, it wouldn't take long for the cops to find something extremely unnerving that confirms their suspicions.
There's a gun right here. Revolver.
Unfortunately for the cops, this isn't the weapon that they're looking for. It's actually just a CO2 gun, and the cops eventually end up coming dry on any real firearms or evidence that one has been discharged here. However, they don't stop on their search, and they instead happen on something that worries them even more.
Probably is some drugs and paraphernalia in there, but we can't tell from plain view, so we'll just go ahead and seize all that. And I don't know what those pills are, but there's another in there. And when I was looking inside this box, it looks like there's a little bag with some marijuana, maybe.
The cops found small amounts of marijuana and a larger quantity of Xanax concealed in a bottle that was supposed to be for antibiotics. According to his friends, Hollis had recently developed an addiction for Xanax and was illegally obtaining it alongside smoking weed to supposedly treat his anxiety. If that was indeed the case, imagine how nervous he must have felt when he returned home at 6:29 p.m. to see 4 police officers searching his dorm.
Hang on, what's your name, bud?
Come here, buddy. What's up? What's your name? Andreas. No, it's not. Come on. What's going on? No, what's going on? Come on.
We've already talked to your other 3 roommates. We know what they look like.
Yeah.
That was a good try, though. Hey. Stand up for me real quick. Do you have any weapons or anything on you? Interlace your fingers on top of your head.
This is the first of 2 searches that will be conducted on Hollis, marking the most pivotal points in this case. From this point onwards, he's never let out of the officer's sight, and he never retrieves a gun from anywhere. It would later come to light that at this very moment, he had a loaded .45 caliber pistol concealed in his waistband. A search should confirm that, but watch what happens when they start to pat him down.
Spread your feet out a little for me. What's all in this pocket?
Money?
Money? Yeah, I can take it out?
Yeah.
Is it okay to just empty out all your pockets while we're doing this?
Do you have...
Don't move your hands.
Do you have... Is that necessary?
I'm asking you a question.
No, I don't think so. No.
Okay.
Somehow, the officers don't find the gun that'll be used to shoot one of these officers in just 1 hour from now. But the cops are clearly still suspicious. He gave a fake name and seems extremely nervous while being searched, tentatively asking to avoid searching in certain places.
So what's going on with all the stuff in your room?
I smoke pot sometimes, I said, and I have a few pills in there, yes, sir.
So all that stuff in there's yours?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So you don't have a prescription for Xanax? Because that's a lot of Xanax for one person.
While he's not in cuffs, Hollis seems remarkably calm. So while he's relaxed, they ask him a couple questions about the weapons before they throw him in cuffs.
I have, I do have a pellet gun, but it's not loaded.
Yeah, we saw that too.
CO2. Okay. Well,
What do you use the CO2 gun for?
Honestly, I haven't even loaded it out here. Back home, we used to just shoot squirrels and stuff. I thought it'd be kind of fun, but then I realized I got here, there's not many squirrels here, you know what I'm saying?
Then we also got a report of a gunshot.
There was no gunshot. In here?
That's what we're told.
By who?
Somebody that heard it.
So yeah.
Oh, no, yeah, I wasn't even here last night. I was over at my buddy, 28th Street. What time did the shot go off? Because if you look up the police reports from Officer, what's his name? It was Duckworth, Officer Duckworth. We went through this whole thing.
Did he write you a ticket or anything?
He didn't write me a ticket. He let me go because the whole situation was they thought that I stole their gun, and so then they went and searched my car. You can look and I see you can look at his what time he pulled me over, and I bet that whatever time the gunshot was reported won't actually because that wasn't.
When the cops checked the reports, it turned out he was telling the truth, and the body cam from last night's traffic stop backs this story up. At this point, the cops could start to connect the dots. A kid accused of stealing a gun is now being accused of shooting it at university. It could definitely be assumed that something's gone overlooked. Either way, Hollis has been found in possession of multiple illegal drugs, so the cops finally decide to arrest him.
What's the bond and stuff, you know?
I don't know. We'll have to. It all depends on the weight and how much of the pills there are to kind of determine the.
The cops then start a second pat-down, one that Hollis remembers vividly. He says he felt the officer check just millimeters away from the weapon, but somehow never finding it. Hollis was then escorted from his dorm into a squad car, where Officer Floyd tragically missed another opportunity to stop what happened to him in just 50 minutes. As Hollis sits down in the patrol car, Officer Floyd hears a strange noise.
I'll be clear. 1-1 male. What was that big thump? Oh, my handcuffs.
That noise wasn't his handcuffs at all. It was actually the sound of his gun falling down the leg of his pants and hitting the floor. As well as lying through his teeth, he was even able to reach down and fully conceal the gun back in his pants before finishing his journey to the Texas Tech PD. When they arrived, a 30-minute countdown full of tragic and negligent mistakes would begin to take place. At 12 minutes past 7, one of the officers says that if Hollis continues to cooperate, they'll remove his handcuffs.
If you cooperate with me, we'll go ahead and pull these cuffs off a little bit, okay?
And 2 minutes later, at 14 minutes past, the officers make good on their promise and take his handcuffs off. 90 seconds later, Hollis and Officer Floyd enter a room to run through some paperwork and are left alone. There is no footage of another search taking place before or after they entered this room together. At 7:44 p.m., Hollis asks Officer Floyd 3 questions.
You have a family at home? Yep. 3 kids. Pretty old?
It's unclear why he chose to ask these questions. There was no incentive, and all it did was make him look like a complete and total psychopath. Like he wanted him to know the damage that he was about to cause and the lives that he was about to ruin. 4 seconds pass before he reaches into his sock and takes a deep breath. The shot echoed through the station, alerting officers nearby. By the time they arrived, Floyd was already dead, and Hollis was nowhere to be seen. Assuming Floyd's body cam to be the only camera in the room, he grabbed it and fled, with no idea that the entire incident had been recorded on this hidden surveillance camera. Despite the suspect being gone, cops knew there could only be one suspect, and they immediately placed the campus on lockdown and began a 2-hour-long manhunt for an armed teen killer.
658, the PD is not secure. Got an officer down, he's shot in our briefing room. We don't know where the suspect went. He's about a 19-year-old white male, skinny.
What's he wearing?
Blue jeans, believe a light-colored t-shirt. He had mud on his jeans from the knees down.
Blue jeans and a white t-shirt?
Yeah, and he's got facial hair.
Can you relay the information one more time?
Yeah.
To our sergeant so we can get all the perimeter units clear on what we're looking for.
What's his last name? Daniels. Daniel's last name, first name Hollis.
After securing the area, detailing a full and proper description of Hollis, and searching the campus for a total of 90 minutes, Hollis was eventually found and apprehended without further injury. When he was finally caught, he said cold-bloodedly that he was, quote, the one that shot their friend. He was found carrying Floyd's body cam and a loaded .45 caliber pistol. At every turn, Hollis got as lucky as he possibly could have, while Floyd got the opposite. After being caught, Hollis also told the officers that he'd done something f***ed up and illogical, implying that he had some remorse for what happened. However, a phone call to his family recorded at 11:14 that night showed that the only thing he regretted was being caught.
I'm getting on the phone with a criminal defense attorney. I would really advise you not to say anything.
Yeah, Nicole, I haven't been saying anything.
Huh?
I haven't been saying anything, really. But there's pretty solid proof against me, and it's the problem.
I know that. I know that, Reed. And I know that you think that doesn't matter, but I'm telling you, just don't.
You know me. you know me. I'm not gonna say. I supported someone who assaulted me yesterday. I said no, he didn't assault me. You know me. I'm not gonna say anything that would jeopardize that.
I'm just saying it. I love you, and you'll get through this.
Yeah, it's my dumb fault that I shouldn't have done this anyway. I'm stupid.
Hollis's demeanor in this call is frankly terrifying. It's almost as if he's talking to his family about the drug charge and not the first-degree murder charge. And the biggest issue on his mind seems to be being kicked out of school.
This may be a little more extreme. I think that they're probably going to kick me out of Texas Tech High School. And I think that they're... Huh?
After this call, he was taken by police to an interrogation room, where it seems the reality of the situation finally hits him.
Well, you guys know the whole story. What do you think is the most likely possible outcome?
Well, I don't know the whole story.
I f***ed up.
Well, hold on.
I'm just.
I know. It's a bad situation. I got it. Okay?
You know, it's funny. My mom called me and said, Reed, are you okay? There's been a shooting, and they say it's you. And immediately then I knew, I'm going to jail for the rest of my life, dropping out of college.
You know what? We gotta figure this out first, okay?
Yes, sir.
Rightly, Hollis isn't even trying to defend himself. He knows he's done something horrifying and is going to pay the price for it. But the detectives are still plagued with the question of why on earth he did what he did. So they ask him to recount the moment where he took Floyd's life.
So I got back to my dorm. There was already police officers in there. They busted me for and marijuana, and they took me back to the station, and I just, in my head, I thought, I can't have this third strike against me. This is gonna be it. You know what I mean? Not thinking logically, and so I did something very illogical, and regret it deeply, and I don't know ever how I'll ever make up for it. Okay? Does that kind of cover what you're asking?
Hollis seems to be seeking approval from the detectives. It genuinely does seem as though he feels guilty for what he did, as he's putting himself down and asking the detective if what he said is enough.
I was taken back to the police station, and something just clicked in my head, and I said, I can't do this. I can't go back like this. But then I made a worse decision to go back and do something that I thought I could. I'm just ready to go to jail, call my parents. I really would like to call my parents because they're worried and sick about me because they saw it on the news.
He's stuttering, repeating himself, and all he wants to do is call his parents. Hollis is starting to shut down, overwhelmed with shame, regret, and guilt. The longer this conversation goes on for, the more you have to wonder what compelled him to take that officer's life in the way that he did. And you've got to imagine his parents are thinking the very same thing.
Hello, this is Dan.
Hey, Dad, it's me, Reed.
Reed, honey, are you okay?
I'm okay. I'm very safe. I'm with some very nice people right now, and I'm in trouble, and I messed up badly.
Oh, Reed, honey, I love you so. I don't even. We'll be there tonight around 11. I'm shaking all over. I can't drive right now. I can't drive right now, but I want to come see you. I want to come see you. What happened? I mean, why would you do something like that? You don't know?
I do know it, and it doesn't make sense, and I'm sorry I brought this disrespect to my family. I'm sorry I brought this disrespect to my family again.
God, I'm so sorry. I don't know what went wrong.
Don't be sorry. It's not you. It's my fault. You did nothing wrong. I did. It's me. And I think they're gonna put me away for a little while, and there's nothing I can do about it.
I'll talk to you when I get there. I love you. Okay.
Yes, sir. I love you, Dad. 25 to life. Plus more because of other stuff. I mean, look. that would be the responsible thing to do, is to give me jail time, and then maybe I can go for parole. But that's just going to change, not your problem, it's just going to change how I have to go about what I'm going to do.
All of that's up to the district attorney's office. Okay?
And of course, the district attorney's office is going to give me 25 to life.
So,
yeah. Okay.
You have anything else you want to say?
I guess not.
But Hollis's motive for all of this, though, would be the biggest mystery of all. Some say it was influenced by his addiction. Some say that he had undiagnosed mental problems, or a combination of the two. At the end of the day, it's all speculation, and we can only turn to what he said in court. It doesn't make sense. I thought I was stuck. I thought it was all over. I thought this was an opportunity to go out, to commit suicide. There was no rational line of thought that I had. He also told the court that he wanted to go out with a bang, and that he asked Floyd about his family because he wanted them to be the last thing that he thought about. It seems as though Hollis panicked. He was scared about the consequences of the drug charges, and was influenced by drugs, mental issues, or something else to take the absolute worst route possible. After dodging 3 separate searches and almost being caught multiple times, he might have even thought that this was meant to be. He turned a simple possession of narcotics charge into a first-degree murder charge, and now he's facing the death sentence. When asked why the jury should spare him, he said, "I think it's totally fair to say life for life, but then on the other hand, I think about my family, and the truth is, I'm biased in my own favor. I don't want to die. Not anymore." After deliberating for 3 days, a jury eventually concluded that Hollis should serve life in prison without the possibility of parole.
So he said he was going to his friend's house to play video games.
He left at 3:30.
I don't know the exact time.
This woman is in the midst of lying to police. Just hours ago, she brutally murdered her son Gannon, hid his body in the basement, and called 911 to report him missing. Officers at the scene have no idea what they walked into, and they will quickly find themselves entangled in this killer's twisted lies.
Is there anybody down here?
No.
No.
So then when I get downstairs, he had one of the guns, and I was terrified. He asked me to give him a suitcase.
Is Gannon in a dumpster?
No.
You didn't hurt Gannon? Did you kill Gannon?
No.
But this was just the beginning of her lies.
Why would I hurt our child? I had everything in the world. I have no motive.
So tell me where he is and let me help you.
I don't know where he is. All I can tell you is I did not hurt him.
In the early hours of January 27th, Letitia texts her supervisors at Widefield School District 3 stating that she cannot come to work. Allegedly, her stepfather was killed in a hit and run, and she has to tend to his passing. Nearly 6 hours later, at 9:56 a.m., Letitia sends another text to her employers. This time, she states that Gannon is sick and she needs to stay home. However, just 20 minutes later, at 10:16 a.m., a neighbor's surveillance camera captures Letitia and Gannon entering their red Nissan Frontier and driving away. During this time, Letitia would visit a Petco on Nevada Avenue instead of visiting a doctor to treat her allegedly sick son. By 2 p.m., both Gannon and Letitia returned home, but something was off. Not only did Letitia purchase cleaning supplies moments after their return, but backed all the way into her driveway. According to family and friends, Letitia never backed up all the way into the driveway. But for now, only one credible conclusion can be made. The only person last in contact with Gannon was his own stepmother. And oddly enough, she would report him to be missing 5 hours later at 7 p.m.
My son was supposed to be home at 6 o'clock, and it's almost 7. And we went to like all his friends' house. He said he was going to be at his friend's house, and they said he wasn't there, and the other one said he never came there. So I don't know any other people to call and ask. And I talked to my husband, so I told him I had to call you guys as fast as I could because I don't know anyone else here that he could be. He's only 11.
With this call, officers rushed to Letitia's home in an attempt to gather as much information as possible because every single second, Gannon's trail gets colder.
Did he take his bike?
No.
Okay, because somebody saw a little kid on a bike. They posted it, but I didn't know if he brought it.
Well, he did, unless he took it sooner and brought it back because Lena ends up getting a bike.
What color's the bike?
Dinner.
Blue
And he
and
never
black.
They thought he was at his friend's house. He was like,
Yeah. There's
he never
one
went to his
picture
friend's
someone
house.
sent he was on.
Okay.
And he was making the switch.
For someone who just realized their son is missing, Letitia is strangely calm. Not only that, she states with her initial alibi that Gannon was visiting her friend, which is clearly a lie as Gannon never left the home after his return. Undoubtedly, something is very wrong here. But for these officers, Letitia is nothing more than a concerned mother as they continue to search her home.
Okay, because you weren't in here in the beginning, right? I didn't know if I had that box cutter and all that stuff in there because I told him about he dropped the candle last night.
Oh, okay.
And I thought I must have picked it up. I was just making sure. I didn't want you to be like, oh, just a box cutter. But yeah, I had to cut this, and I told them I wasn't even going to tell Dad, and I was going to figure out a way to put this in there from the situation. But
At least you got a carpet. Yeah,
right. I just took it and like covered up with the carpet and stuff like that. But
Does he have any friends around here?
there is a. Let me look on this thing. He did have this one like book thing.
That's where you're supposed to be at down the road.
But they checked that already?
They went over there and talked to him, and they're like, no, we hadn't seen him at all.
Oh, okay.
He did have this like
And you talked to parents, right? You didn't talk to.
Yeah, Connor's mom came over, who is a friend he hangs out with all the time. So they come over. The people here, the friends, they were just the ones that were at the door with the bike.
Okay.
They came over. A bunch of people came over.
Keep in mind that officers have not yet completed their house search. They have only gone through the home superficially. Yet, oddly, Letitia is trying her best to keep them restrained to two sections of the house. The living room, where there is a burnt piece of carpet, and Gannon's room. This strange behavior would only worsen as Letitia is committed to keeping the officers where they are.
He forgets to like bring this or bring that or bring this or bring that. You know.
Still kid.
Yeah.
So no clothes are missing or nothing?
No, we actually lay out all the clothes all the time. Like for, like every day at school, we lay out clothes. We do whatever.
Is his jacket gone?
He had on he has several jackets. Like it depends on. I'm very like fashion, so like it just depends on jackets. Like he might have this black one with this, or there's a blue one with this.
So he had a jacket.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Silver jackets. Like you see the kid has, like tons and tons of clothes, and he just.
Okay.
He has all that stuff, so.
There was a weird text that Dad got about something about
90
bath
pounds,
salts. And hey, if
And then I
if
sent
I
you that
can get some
picture
bath
that-
salts, do we have any bath salts?
Yeah,
and my friend will let me play Sonic or something at their house.
He sent that to his dad.
Yeah, I got it. And then Mom goes through everything, finds this partner. Yeah.
This is the exact moment that officers realized that Letitia was hiding something.